is no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your glade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories.
Yes. We're back in the saddle again.
We are in chairs, my friend.
We're back.
In the saddle again. Welcome to Side Stories, everyone. Ben hanging out with Henry. Thank you all so much for coming out to our live shows all over Europe. You guys were wonderful. The food was good, the beer was cold, and the people were awesome.
You're getting better.
Absolutely.
And I gotta say, I love this land.
Other than
God bless the USA.
the immediate stress of, again, being under constant surveillance and then the possibility of being blown away by a moron with a shotgun. Also, for the first time, we used facial recognition to get us on the airplane there coming out of LAX, which was interesting.
What?
Yes, I didn't show any ID. They just said, show your face. And I was like, this one? They're like, yeah. And they're like, Mr. Kissel, go aboard. So I have no idea what's going on.
I don't even remember that. Interesting. Was I drugged or am I hammered from the plane? I do not know. But this week, man, there's one thing we have been missing in Europa.
Yes.
In Europa, because they don't do spooky, right?
Not
really.
Nearly as much as we do.
They're just spooky in general.
They are.
They got a lot of guys in top hats walking around. You don't know if it's a ghost or just a very pale man.
Which is also kind of just a ghost, isn't it?
As far as I was concerned, because a lot of times they look. The thing about, because you can see it in Marcus's skin.
Oh my God, he fit right in.
He really did, because he's got that tombstone skin. That's what they all look like. They all look like ghouls.
Absolutely. Of course, that's why Marcus loves his dirt.
British blood, because he's full British blood.
Of course, and there's nothing better than a little dirt bath. We'll get to a dirty man here in a second. Well, as a matter of fact, we weren't going to lead with it. But anyway, long story short, the dirtiest man, he's 96 years old. They forced him to take a bath, and now he's dead.
Well, this shows, when it comes down to it, people will say that you're wrong. Right? How many times people tell me?
How many times?
People tell me every day in email form, Henry, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
And guess what? You know what? Sometimes my wrong makes me right.
Absolutely, because your body is used to it.
Your body just gets used to being flagrantly wrong for as long as humanly possible. Yes, the world's dirtiest man. Also, he dies at 94 of a bath.
So, I mean, he just barely met the Queen's age of 96.
Man, I feel like, you know what's sad is because they put right here, his name is Amu Haji. They called him Uncle Haji. And apparently one time because he lived in Desga, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce that. This is a village in the southern province of Furs. Now, this is down, I believe, this is in Iran.
It's in Iran.
And he, a lot of complicated issues happening there.
Well, he really did. And the sad thing is, he said he didn't bathe, quote, because of emotional setbacks in his youth.
I bet.
Yes.
I can see. I mean, that's why you got to soft pants.
Absolutely.
Because it's trauma that has now become, you have to now treat your legs more kindly than your parents treated you.
ABC, always be cozy. So anyway, this does go to show you sometimes you're doing it right, even if they tell you you're doing it wrong.
Absolutely. Almost every single time, because he had a staunch stance. I do love that he wasn't. A bath.
Yes, it was a political position.
He didn't want to have one.
We talk about, you know what we talk about? Our global footprint. Very little global footprint. No water. He would actually do great in Los Angeles. Technically, this is Los Angeles' dream. No more bathing. You look at me. Oh, you say I'm a stinky boy?
You are.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about me saving you enough water so you can have your avocado toast?
Uncle Haji was a footprint.
Okay.
And he was against bathing, right? But against a group of people, they
forced him. Like Frankenstein's monster.
It's fucked up though, because the first time they tried to force him, they put him in a car, and apparently he's like, I will not bathe. And then he escaped the car, and then I guess he just turned into dust, and they couldn't find him. He just crawled underneath a pile of leaves.
He literally rolled out of the car like Walter from The Big Lebowski. I'm rolling out, because he refused to bathe. And now again, did he die because he was 94? Maybe. But we also know for a fact it was 60 days after he had a bath. Which also means he did have 60 days to get re-dirty. So I hope he died doing a little bit of what he loved.
Think about this. You know what I mean? I take Wendy for fucking like the $95 trip to the fucking groomers, right? To clean a 7-pound dog.
You can just put her in the tub.
They
put her in the sink.
It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Right? It's just they get there, and then all of a sudden, because now they do it right now, she's used to it.
She doesn't remember.
We don't have children.
Okay.
And so she's washed, right? But the thing is, as soon as she gets home, she immediately starts covering herself in dirt.
Absolutely.
Because she just wants to be dirty. She's a little Uncle Haji. Absolutely. And would you believe that Haji died unmarried? Which is...
You know what? To be honest with you, I am a little bit shocked because there's a top for every lid.
Then there's a tolerance. There's
and
there's a lid for every garbage can.
There really is, and I could have seen him finding love. But again, I think he was deeply traumatized by, I don't know what could have happened in Iran that would have been traumatic over these last 94 years.
They took away his bikinis.
Oh,
do you remember that?
I do remember
that.
A lot of work needs to be done in Iran. And thank you to Travis and Fernando for handling the conversation with Sina Ghaznavi so well on Abling and Stop Out. We're back to our normal schedule, and the next episode, it's 666.
Yes.
But anyway, speaking of evil.
Yeah, let's get evil. All right, so we have a couple of spooky stories today. It's the Halloween season. It's so nice again.
By the way, you know what I'm having trouble with?
What?
I got my big and tall Halloween costume. It ain't being delivered.
Why? They expect you to go get it, but you're big and tall. Why would they think you would run to the store?
You know what I got going on?
What?
I got a Care Bear costume, right?
That's very funny.
The one with the heart.
Oh, yeah, I could see you raging hard with the Care Bear
it'll
costume.
be funny. The costume is actually when I'm so hammered as the Care Bear.
That's when it's fun.
That's going to be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, these motherfuckers have refused to deliver it. And they refuse to jump it over my fence. It's a 4-foot fucking fence. Just put it over there, but don't even get me going on
Why
it.
won't they deliver it?
I don't know, buddy. But anyway, let's go on.
Are we going to do a tweet storm?
No, I'm shouting out my window.
Honestly,
that's what I'm going to be doing.
That's the real tweet storm.
But they know for a fact it's a precious Halloween costume, and I have the feeling they want to deliver it. They want to deliver it on Tuesday, the day after Halloween, and they're just going to laugh and laugh.
Well, actually, I am looking for a makeup artist. If somebody wants to hit me up at sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com, I need a last minute makeup job. So if
we
can do that,
makeup artist come over to your house.
I mean, I don't fucking know.
Fantastic.
I don't know. You prove yourself. I don't know how you do that, but prove yourself and send a timestamp.
I'm a makeup artist.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm done. But now, it's time to go a little spooky, okay? Because we've been here. It's been so long. It's been so long. And so this first part, it gets a little, technically, this is a little bit more on the sexual side.
Saucy ghosts.
Yes. Now, as we know, ghosts, they tend to reach out.
I guess so, in a sexual manner.
I have gotten many emails over the years, from extremely horny women that have talked about having sex with ghosts.
Right.
And it seems to be a thing, right? It's a sexy ghost thing. We don't understand. They're out there. They're getting plowed by these ghosts. I think it's because their husbands aren't cutting the mustard.
It's possible, or the husband's doing so good that they want the sex to continue, but the husband's got to go to work.
He's got to work.
In order to pay the bills.
He's got to go to Afghanistan.
Be an American hero or someone who works with oil.
Yes,
it's conning people out of their hard-earned resources.
Really good work. So now this is in Gainesville, Texas.
Which I like, because usually we hear these stories about sexy ghosts rarely in Texas. So you know this is a masculine ghost. You got the big old belt buckle. You got the nice shoes. Salisbury steak. Every time you put one out, there's a little bite taken out of it. My question is this.
Disgusting. I actually don't think that Texas is a very sexual place. It feels like it's a very dry place.
I must disagree, because the one thing we learned from Marcus's wedding is that the Texan dances.
But that's where they get their sexuality and their vulnerability out. The hats are too tight.
I think that that's where they begin I actually am going to push back. I think Florida might be sexless. Texas, I think that they're doing a lot of very bizarre sexual activity.
I think in Florida, I've seen a lot more open tit, but
That's
less
true.
public sex.
Right. Okay, anyway.
Well, what was your question?
Ghosts.
Great.
Isn't one of the horrible things that we have as a human, in the human condition, that we're forced to be stuffed into in our meat vessels?
This meat vessel, yes.
The need for sex, the demand almost for sex, the primal urge for satisfaction sexually.
I don't mind being horny.
Yes, but as a ghost, wouldn't it be nice for just get a little reprieve?
I don't know, because sometimes that horniness is the last thing that makes you feel human. Tell me about it. When I'm in a depression, that's when I know when I'm in a depressive state, but I can still get it up. It's a light at the end of the boner.
Absolutely.
Now, this is in Gainesville, Texas. It is a hotel where I believe there was like a house he was letting out. There was a woman had by the name of Linda Hill who was trying to get people to stay at her home. Now, she'd rented out, and she said the problem is that she couldn't get people to stay for longer than 6 months. That's the longest tenant that she had.
That's a pretty long tenant, but okay.
But the reason why was they all said the same thing. This house is haunted. And she said, all right, whatever. I don't believe any of you. I think all of you are a bunch of muckrakers.
Sure.
I think you guys are a bunch of finaglers.
Absolutely.
Right? And you're trying to get out of your deals. All right. So I'm going to stay in the house myself, and I'm going to see just how fucking haunted this house is. And it turns out
a very sexy version of House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, yes.
It's the House on Horny Hill.
House on Horny Hill. So the house in question. Now this is Gainesville, Texas. Now, this was all uncovered by the WFAA news station down in Texas.
And the WFAA news station is doing some of the greatest ghost research of any news station. And I am just so happy that there's nothing else going on in the great state of Texas for them to focus on. Because let's be honest, this house on Denton Street, woo-wee, there's a lot of stuff going on.
I actually don't mind this one. I think that, honestly, this is good ghost reporting. So the woman decided to move back into her home, and she said, whatever, all right, so we'll see what happens. And so one night, now Linda Hill, she's on the other side of the hill, but still,
maybe.
You never know. She's still looking fresh, but she went to take a shower.
She went to take a shower, unlike that man.
Just imagine in your mind, okay, your Nana. She's not your Nana, but somebody else is looking at her.
This is, again, why GILFs are all over your Instagram, because you fantasize about elderly women and having sex with them, which is nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. We've all seen Harold and Maude.
I'm trying to make the audience feel this, okay? So you smell that old shoe smell, right? Like you go like it's your grandma's house, but you think it's sexy.
Mothballs.
Right? You're like, ooh, mothballs. That means those dresses need to come out. Ooh, yeah, I need to rip those dresses off that woman because they'll be threadbare because they've been slowly been bitten by moths. So maybe now there's holes in the dresses where I can see her breasts.
Wow. And whatever fragrance the Home Shopping Network is selling that year, which is always interesting.
Sawdust.
Yes.
And so she goes in there, she's taking a shower, she's all sudsed up, probably with that orthopedic soap that keeps your skin on you.
As you should.
And then all of a sudden she heard a voice as clear as day that said, looking good.
Looking good.
And she said she thought it was her husband saying, you haven't looked at me for years. Like she yelled at her husband, right? Being like, okay, you're looking at me. Why don't you care? Put your money where your mouth is. Well, and then the husband's like, who the fuck you talking to? From outside, right?
Right.
Because
the husband now cannot be jealous of this ghost. How is he going to fight the ghost? Come at me, ghost.
The husband's way more like, all right, you fuck her.
Well, absolutely having fun with it again. She says she saw, quote, a dark figure on the other side of the curtain. And as Henry said, whispered, looking good, which does make me think that this ghost, suave guy, nice dude, regular. Well, usually the ghost says something a little bit more cryptic, like, get me out of here.
Get out of here.
But just a nice looking good.
Yes, but it kind of goes farther, right? Because she said the tenants, once she heard it herself, she was like, all right, I'll believe. And so she opened the house up. She called it the Hill House Manor. And she opened the house up to paranormal investigators.
Should have called it the house on Horny Hill.
I mean, she's not in marketing.
Come on.
And so they put out, they started going and doing ghost hunts, and they said they were picking up EVP of even more dirty talk in the house.
Now, was the dad just watching Pornhub really loud in the basement?
Or maybe he couldn't figure out how to work a Bluetooth, and it's just zip-zapping over several different speakers throughout the home.
By the way, don't worry. The Pope did just come out and say nuns and priests watch porn. So we covered that.
It's fine. Good.
They're the stars of half of the goddamn stuff we watch. So
I mean, they want to be. But these ghosts kept saying stuff like, oh baby, yeah,
tell me more,
baby, yeah, right. And then they said, heard one ghost distinctly say, yeah, I like it like that.
Wow, it's Elvis.
Like it like that.
Oh,
and it turns out that the house. So she did some research into where did this house come from? It's a former brothel.
Oh, okay, former bordello.
So people be fucking in there when they live, but now that when they're dead, they continue to fuck.
Well, it also sort of seems like a horrible conundrum, because judging by what the ghosts are saying, they seem to be immensely horny, which tells me that they have not been able to ghost ejaculate, which seems like, number one, they get a ghost refund.
Paxil.
Number two, you may get a couple of free drinks on the house.
Yeah.
Or your time is up and you got to get out of here.
That really must how it feels if you're deep into you're obviously you're medicating your mental health, but then a lot of times you fuck for a long time,
sure.
Right? Do you begin to feel like a ghost? Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com.
Well, it can certainly hollow you out a little bit, can't it? So there's a 19-foot well underneath the living room. Now, this is where there's a lot of speculation that is indeed a portal to the other side of a series of horny ghosts.
Now, we've covered a lot of horny ghosts on this show before, right? And it does come up time again. And you guys, everybody obviously is not that impressed by horny ghosts at this point, right?
No,
because
not always.
They're everywhere and they are sexy. I do like the idea of going to, if you went to the red light district in Amsterdam, and the idea is that if you went and then one was all empty, but it just had ghost
floating
sex
boobs.
Workers, that'd be fucking awesome. That'd be a lot of fun. Supernatural delights.
Well, yes. How do you pay them? What do they want?
Part. That's the best part, Gissel.
They probably want something ghostly, like a ghost cake or something kind of old. Well,
a lot of times they want their bones resituated to hollow ground.
Ooh, much like the creation of Herman Munster in what I have to say is a fantastic film, The Munsters by Rob Zombie.
It ain't bad.
He did humor really well.
It was, and it really was not bad. And also, Deadstream on Shudder was fucking fantastic.
All right.
The effects and stunt work of that movie was amazing. It's so good to be back watching horrors, watching my horror movies again. I got my little stories on.
I'm watching Terrifier 2 tonight.
It's good.
I'm going to get scared because we have to clean the palate.
We do.
After watching the new Halloween.
Oh,
which
wow.
we have nothing nice
I don't
to
want
say.
to go, because we have
nice to
friends.
say. We have nothing to say.
No, it's being in drama camp. There was a term that we called, it's called save it for the bus.
Save it for the bus.
Yes.
I like that.
And then
you know what? I will say something
because we
nice
have
to
friends.
Say. I will say something nice to say. There was a kill that was very fun involving there was a
don't ruin it. It's the only one that was good. That was the only real good kill. But,
all right.
Rise from your grave.
Hi, I'm Jackie Zabrowski.
And I'm MJ.
And I'm Holden from the Page 7 podcast, and we're going on
tour! That's right, we're touring all up in this mother-freaking country.
Oh, fake cursing, so whatever, Jackie. Just say the filthy F word already.
Ooh, we will say the filthy F word when we come to your town.
First up, we'll be in Austin and Dallas, Texas on November 17th and 18th, respectively. Or disrespectively.
Good Lord. For ticket links and more details, visit lastpodcastnetwork.com.
That's right, lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Page 7 and Wizard and the Bruiser present Release the Butthole Cut!
Wait, that's really what we're calling the tour?
Absolutely. Release the Butthole Cut. For more information, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
All right,
well,
so
let's
now
move on.
I want to do this is truly creepy. This is a really good one, and it's going to take a little bit to roll up, all right?
So now this is another ghost story.
This is another ghost story.
Okay.
For Halloween, this is a listener-submitted story that is real, and when I first read it, the fucking hairs on the back of my neck, which you know how heavy they are.
I
Because
know.
it's a whole back of hairs. And just like, I look like a horny little porcupine.
Okay. Well, just before you do that, just really quickly, 30-second story that I want to tell everybody just about love. A college student rented a plane for a date, and then he died walking into the propeller. So.
You just got, again, be careful. Keep your head on a swivel because you're all full of love. And you know what love makes you? It makes you distracted.
Isn't that sad?
And that's why it's hard because you want to keep your eye on the prize, especially as a young man. And, now he's dead.
Oh, very sad. All right.
And he made himself a ghost.
Oh.
And then maybe she could suck his dick in the afterlife. I don't know.
We just don't know, do we?
Get a Ouija board.
Very sad story.
Okay, here we go. Now, this story is not made up, according to our listener, and I do think it's interesting. But you might need to go through. So I'm going to introduce a cast of characters, and then just make sure you're following along.
Okay.
Right. Now this is all the listeners written. This is all the listeners writing.
Okay.
I will only use first names in this tale to protect the identity of those involved. First names will be accurate as I have known this family my entire life. And if I start making up names, I will get lost. Which is smart. That's
all right.
good.
I like it. Sure.
All right. I have to tell you, there's two stories I have to tell you first in order to get to the one that I'm writing about.
Wow.
All right. So here's the family. Now, this is the family that lived next door to his house when he grew up. It is Pat, his best friend.
Okay.
Pat's older brother, Jake, the younger sister, Allison, mother, Cheryl, father, Peter, but they also had foster kids.
Okay.
Right? So they had a foster sister named Jennifer, and most importantly, a foster brother named George.
All right.
So we've got 3 natural kids, 2 parents, 2 foster kids. Starts part 1, the house. Now, I have no idea how to pronounce it, and you know what? This is because we've tried to learn in England, but when it comes to Massachusetts, they just make shit up.
They make it all up.
And so this is
a dead language.
It is Taunton, Massachusetts. Now, the house in question is the place I spent most of my childhood. My parents were childhood friends of Pat's, and that turned into an early life and lifelong friendship ever since I was in diapers, right? Pat's family.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, so these 2 families were best friends. And so he grew up with these kids right next door. There was always something wrong with the house, as far as I can remember. There was always strange noises, feelings of being watched, seeing strange things were a common occurrence in the house. And his friend, Jake, unfortunately took the brunt of the horrors during their childhood.
Okay.
Right? So this is the older brother, right? to the point that he had pushed a dresser in front of a stairwell door that led to his room on the second floor because he didn't want to see, quote, that old lady anymore.
Oh, my goodness. Now, what did she ever do to you?
She was...
Remember when milk was only 35 cents?
It's like, shut up. I don't want to hear about the Depression anymore.
I do remember that.
It's called the Depression for a reason. Now, I'll elaborate later on her, he says. Now, he was tormented by this old woman on so many occasions that he opted to move his room to a finished part of the basement, and that would prove to be a mistake. The next few years were filled with night terrors, sleep paralysis, and shadow figures. Eventually, it got bad enough that he moved out, he got an apartment, only to lose it all. His whole life fell apart, and he ended up back in the basement. And he says, now the guy, now this is the writer, he says, I saw this old woman one time, but it was enough that I never went into that basement alone again. I was looking for Pat and Allison, and I figured they might be down in Jake's room. Upon entering the basement, I found it empty, except for a few noises coming from the laundry area.
Okay.
Thinking it might be them, I started walking over. And that's when I saw her, an old, rotten-looking hag. And that's mean, because old women are still viable.
Yes, but I mean, in this case, it's a specter. It's a ghost. I mean, she might be a little bit spookier.
Covering my bases just in case she shows up.
Very nice. Yeah.
Now, she was shaking while walking like something out of a Ring movie.
Well, she needs her Ovaltine.
Just moving really surreally, right? And she had big yellow eyes and bony hands like a demon. She turned to look at me.
Yes.
And I bolted up the stairs as fast as possible, never again to return to that basement. I could go on about all of the creepy shit that went on in that house, but for the sake of making it on the show, I will end this section here with this. The house was a classic. You need to get the fuck out of here, but they were all stuck because they were fucking house rich and money poor.
Absolutely. That's when you hear the ads for reverse mortgages way, way too loud in your head. Don't do it. Never do it. You're going to end up without a home at all. But I'm just going to say, set some tea out for this elderly woman, as he calls a hag. I think perhaps gauge how old she would be, gauge what era she most likely liked best, turn on. Leave it to Beaver.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Just do something for her once. Who's helping the ghost? Wapner
would have helped her.
Okay.
Right? So the thing is, around the time I was 8, they started adopting foster teens. And there were plenty that came, got love and support that they needed, and went off to college or work and make room for the next
Well, that is fantastic. Right? You saved a lot of lives, and thank you for doing it.
It's really wonderful. And it was a great thing they did, and they helped a lot of good people. But then there was Jennifer, and everything changed. So part 2, Jennifer. Now, I was about 10, they adopted Jennifer. Jen was the second to last foster kid that would ever step into Cheryl and Pete's home. She was 18, beautiful, smart, heading in a good direction. She was always fun and sunny, and to be honest, my older brother, I think he had a crush on her as they were around the same age. It happens.
It's projection. Right? That's pure and utter
conjecture.
You're
right. Now, the only Hearsay. Now, the only thing she had going against her was living in that house, specifically on the bedroom on the first floor. Now, for some reason, that was the room that so many of the foster kids had bad experience in with unexplained entities, a hot spot. She was there for a few years, always creeping us out, younger than her, the other younger kids than her, with the creepy stories that she had to offer about that room. About 2 years in, she made a classic move, classic dumb move, right? And she got a Ouija board. And not a Parker Brothers mass-produced toy, but an old wooden one from the local random flea market. Now, not sure how many times she used it, but I do remember the last time like it was yesterday.
Okay, cool.
We were helping her do some spring cleaning a few weeks before she was headed off to college. Now, she had opened a drawer on her nightstand, holding the board, staring at it, and broke it in half over her knee.
Oh, no.
Then she threw it in the trash. Now, Pat and myself both witnessed this and said nothing about it, continuing to help her clean the room so that the next foster would have a nice blank slate in the next weeks.
Well, it's very sweet, and I'm happy that she was going off to college, much like Bo Jackson used to break a bat over his knee.
Very easily.
Very easily. It seems like she did. Ooh,
just the same. Now, cut to a few days later, she found it under the mattress while flipping it. Now, they found it, right? They were playing 007. We came to the room, see what she's holding the Ouija board in her hands, and it is not broken anymore with no tape or glue, right? And they were all freaked. Everyone was freaked out, right? And then because the older, more rational one, the Jen, she calms down. She says, okay, it's okay. I'll take it with me to college and I'll freak out my roommates, right? Jump ahead to the day she leaves. She loads up the car and heads out for Boston University. Ouija board is packed in the car and she drives away. She never made it to her dorm. She was killed in a car accident on the way, and the reason for the wreck was never disclosed.
Very sad.
She was a sweet soul cut short, and it will never leave our memories,
That's
right?
very sad.
But this is the reason why he thinks this might have something to do with what happened in the house. Is the next part, which is part 3, George. Now, George was a beast, according to him. He weighed in around 270, right?
Nice, good
6
dude. That's
foot
my
5.
side.
Yeah,
Good dude.
That's a big guy. Wait for you. It's coming for you, Kissel.
Fantastic.
You're next. This
I'll
is going to
take it.
happen.
Okay, great.
Now, he was jacked, right? He was built like an NFL linebacker, according to him. He was super cool. You know, he was like, his big thing was made sure the family was safe.
Nice.
You know
Good
what I mean?
dude.
Which is nice because he's a big guy. That's why I fucking breed you.
I remember that's what my mother told me a very long time ago. With my size, I must protect the little ones.
That's when I'm always thankful, right? Now, he was a nice guy to be around, but honestly, he was kind of scary to cross, right? Because he's really intense.
Probably
he
got
was,
some deep trauma in his
sure,
life.
yeah, he was all fucked up. And he was family as far as we were concerned, and us to him. Now, he stayed in Jennifer's room for about a year, and then the house finally took its toll. Now, I remember the first day he changed. Me and Patrick woke up after a long night of playing 007 GoldenEye.
Dude,
N64,
I remember
bro.
that stuff.
Yeah,
remember that when you were like, it's just like real life.
Oh, yeah, this is fucking the
this is
craziest.
unbelievable.
It's like I've stepped into a room with Pierce Brosnan.
Are graphics ever going to get any better? I don't think so,
It
dude.
was like Skyfox. It was like,
Exactly.
this is incredible. This is mind-blowing.
Crash Bandicoot? What?
So we went down to make stairs. We went downstairs to make our favorite breakfast: a whole loaf of bread toasted with butter. All right, I get it. We just spent time in England. That's all.
Okay.
Now we peered out the window to see George sitting in the garden, cross-legged, as if meditating. All of a sudden, he springs up to his feet, walks over to the basketball hoop, the kind with water or sand at the bottom to hold it down, jumps up, grabs it by the rim, and throws it like a toothpick across the yard.
Cool guy.
Big guy, right? Real scary. Now, needless to say, we were afraid of him for the first time, and we ran upstairs, right, in Patrick's room to listen for music for a little bit until the rest of the family was awake. And right? By that time, he was normal, but we were still kind of looking at him like, all right, what's fucking wrong
Well,
with this
just
guy?
threw a basketball hoop. I mean.
But over the next 2 weeks, he was not himself, arguing with Cheryl and throwing things around. Now, a few days later, right before dinner, he walked in the living room with a raw steak and slapped Patrick in the face with it.
That's just funny.
That's fun.
That's just funny brother stuff.
That's brother
Come on.
stuff, right?
That's good stuff.
He said, do you see what they want me to do? Do you see what they want me to do for them?
Well, now that's scary.
Then he just walked away and went to his room. It was weird and unsettling.
Was it grill the steak?
Probably.
Okay.
I think that's what they were probably saying. Like, he thinks they're saying kill.
Grill the steak. No, it's grill. We're hungry as shit. Grill the steak.
So a few days
Well, I
after.
wonder if that's true. If you grill a steak and all the smoke that comes off of it, I wonder if that's like a steak for a ghost.
I mean, that would be incredible. I hope that works for me.
Yeah.
Now, a few days after that happened, the house was full and it was a Sunday morning. The smell of smoke awoke Allison, and she stepped to the top of her stairs, as all of the bedrooms were on the second floor besides George. She ran to wake her parents and her brothers so that they may escape safely from what is now a burning house.
Oh, no.
It turns out that George, just a few minutes before, had poured a can of gasoline on himself and set himself on the couch on fire. And then he set himself on fire, right? No, this is in the middle basement of the house. The family raced out of the second story window. They rolled out as at a slope that wasn't so far off from the ground, and the stairs were beginning to be engulfed in flames.
No.
Everyone made it out of the house, and as they turned the corner into the driveway, there was George. He had sat in the fire until this time. His flesh was smoking and melting off of his muscles, which may have been cooked enough to eat. He was wielding 2 kitchen knives, and he looked right into Patrick's eyes and said, "What's the matter, bro? Don't you love me anymore?" Then he began stabbing himself in the stomach and the chest. Needless to say, this messed Pat up.
Well, yes,
Right?
because Pat says, I do love you, but I would appreciate if you weren't on fire stabbing yourself.
Dude, and the fire department finally showed up along with the police officer, and George immediately rushed to the first truck, tried to stab a firefighter. This is all wild until he was blown off his feet by a fire hose. They had to fucking hit him with the fire hose. So they just stayed, like, fucking knocked him down, and he got these. They didn't know. He somehow lived, right? He stayed for years, and now he's released. He's out. He lived. But there was an article that said that this happened. There's an article that, like, so there is proof.
Yeah.
And you could see the article, the headline is, Taunton, Massachusetts firefighters confronted by knife-wielding man at fire scene. It was a 19-year-old kid. His skin was melted off of his fucking face, and he literally was still attacking himself. And just the idea of like that is from a horror movie. What's the matter, bro? Don't you love me anymore? And then starts fucking stabbing himself.
Dude, that is absolutely horrifying.
Ape shit. But I guess in the end, they subdued him, and he spent some time. I guess he was like they moved him to another foster home.
Well, I hope he's okay. And my goodness gracious, what a creepy tale that is indeed. I'm happy that family was able to help out so many children. But it does seem like there might be a negative energy in the home. And hopefully it's gone now that the house burnt down.
It was very, very creepy, man. God, I wish I could live in a haunted home.
Yes.
Rise from your grave.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes. He's just trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Heel Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
Well, all right. Well, just one final story that's slightly lighter than that.
Well, I also have another good scary story.
Let's do one palate cleanser.
Yeah.
There was a woman.
You know what? What
We'll
do you
do
mean?
one more. Yeah, we can do one more. But there was a gal, they were going to evict her, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then this is also in Massachusetts. And she said, you ain't going to evict me. And then she unleashed a swarm of bees on the deputies.
Bees! It's thousands of bees. Your weapons are useless against them.
I don't know why this woman was being evicted. And
How
honestly,
does she control the bees?
well, I think that they weren't being controlled. They were just simply upset.
That's my fucking dream, dude.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to do. I can't wait till I have caches of bees. And it's like, that's what a good trap. Because people show up and then everybody freaks out. They're all like, whoa, like running around and shit.
And just
Like,
naturally,
all these cops shooting at the bees.
my heart will go out to people being evicted because who knows why she was being evicted. But anyway.
Probably because of the bees.
Could be she donned a beekeeper suit and placed a tower of bees near their home's entrance.
Incredible.
And,
that's Killdozer level.
And then upon arriving, the deputies presented the scene and they were present at the scene. And then Woods allegedly responded, "Oh, you're allergic? Good."
Yeah.
Because one of the guys said, "I'm allergic to bees."
Release the bees.
Much like Tommy Boy. Boo, buddy, I'm allergic to bees. Oh, yeah, let's get out of here. So neither.
I'm the queen bee. I'm their master.
Yes, according to the sheriff, Nick Kachi, he says, I support people's rights to peacefully protest.
I support it. As soon as you start releasing the bees.
Yep, indeed. He says, when you put people in danger, I promise you, you will be arrested. So she was arrested. No word yet on if she's going to be able to.
They arrested her for the bees?
Yeah, it turns out it's a massive crime. Massive crime.
What?
Yeah.
Just because the fucking cops can't?
In 2018,
There needs some kind of bee gel you can put on.
In 2018, she was living in a tent and said her health had worsened, so she needed help, and she had cancer.
Maybe she was
So I
part
say,
bee.
leave this woman alone.
Yeah, I mean, just leave her alone, man. Obviously, leave her alone because she can control bees with her cancer-ridden mind.
Absolutely. Wood said in a statement, that's the gal that released the bees. She says, the eviction process has clearly been weaponized by the courts to thwart my appeal, which has every chance of success due to case law precedent.
All she thinks about
She
is
pleaded
her,
not guilty.
her precious bees. Yeah, exactly, because in the end, she's just like, bees do what they do.
I feel like
I just release the bees. The bees are ACAB.
Absolutely.
The bees attack the police.
Well, she didn't do anything. She simply allowed the bees to live their best life. That's what it's all about. It's about giving people an opportunity to succeed. And that's what she did with these bees.
It's
I
like
don't
a
know.
bee college.
I think now that I think about it, if I could control one bug, it would have to be mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you could actually weaponize mosquitoes and send it, because
that would be incredible.
I mean, I used to think, maybe rats would be kind of interesting.
Mr. Skeeters.
Mr. Skeeters, the
That's
mosquito
you.
controlling
And
man.
it's kind of fun because you're very big, but then if you controlled very small things.
Nano mechanisms.
Oh,
Okay.
that's science.
Yes, let's get into one more creepy tale.
Now, this is about the mysterious death of Henry McCabe.
Ooh.
Now, Henry McCabe, nice guy. I don't know, actually.
We don't know.
He was 32. He worked as an auditor, so maybe he wasn't great.
No, he's always yelling at people for stuff.
And he lived in Minnesota.
Minnesota?
This must be Minnesota.
Minnesota or
Oh, no.
Minnesota? Is
I think it's
Mississippi, Mississippi, Minnesota?
I don't know.
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
know. I just
you can't
don't
combine
sometimes
those two things.
No, you really can't.
It's really
honestly,
nice.
it's
What's
really
that going to create?
It's Minnesota.
Okay.
Right. So he went missing on September 7th, 2015. Now, as it goes, he was hanging out with his bro. Him and his friend. It was Labor Day weekend. And him and his
fun
bro,
weekend.
absolutely, William Kennedy, they were drinking at the club.
Ted Kennedy. Okay.
Right? Yep. Oh, yes, you remember. You remember? Now, according to William Kennedy, now this is weird because he said that he had taken his keys and his phone because Henry McCabe was doing a little bit of the, how do you say it, weekend warrior. He's away from his wife and his kids.
Got you.
And so he's getting like evilly hammered away from everybody.
So he's taking the keys so he doesn't drive home.
That's what he did. But still, he was like, he couldn't handle his buddy anymore. So he let him off at a gas station. It's like, we've all been there.
You got to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, you'll be like, now, Henry, this is your night.
Yes.
Right? And so Henry, it was around 2 a.m. He got dropped off at this gas station, which was the last time anybody would ever see Henry ever again until they saw his body. Right? Now, the policemen, they did find Henry McCabe's body in a lake. Right? It was called Rush Lake, like the band.
Sure.
And it took the officials, the problem was it took 2 months to find him.
Well,
right?
that's quite a long time. Must have been cold.
He disappeared. Yes, he disappeared. It was cold, right? Now, when they found him, there was no marks, no cuts, no wounds, no gunshots. There was nothing.
I mean, he's dead.
It was really weird. He's dead.
But it's always like, oh, there's nothing wrong. It's like he's dead.
But he somehow drowned in a lake that apparently was very difficult to get access to. It was actually surrounded by a chain link fence.
Buddy, how many times have you been drunk and looked back and you're like, how the hell did I get here?
I will say that has happened, but normally there's like the cuts to show that I've done it. You know what I mean? Where you've been like, I somehow got out of this. You know how many times, I remember this one time we were having fun. It was one weekend in Tallahassee, and we had this Santa suit for Murderfest, and me, Eddie, and Palin, the other guy who lived with us, we decided to each be Santa for a different Halloween party at each night.
Right.
But the night before, Palin, he was drinking a bunch of Robitussin, and he had the Santa suit on, and he thought it would be funny to just roll down a hill.
Why wouldn't you?
Like, because he was like, oh, yeah. And then he did the thing where he rolled. We're like, what are you doing, bro? And he's like, look, man, I'm not hurt. And it's like his arm was broken.
You know, it's funny. I actually rolled down a hill in college as well, and that's where I got my blood clot.
Yeah, it really fucks you up. But yes, so we don't know, right? So they asked his buddy about this, and he told the police, he's like, all right, I dropped Henry away from me, right? He was being he was in a, quote, terrible state due to alcohol. Right? Now, they found Henry's body. It was 4 miles away from the gas station.
Okay.
They found it 2 months later. But this is where things get interesting. So he lived in California. So he was with his buddy, right, in Minnesota hanging out. Now, his wife was in California. Around 2:23 a.m., she received a call from him. Now, this is like 20 minutes after William had dropped him off.
Okay.
Now, they apparently had a bit of a harsh conversation. But then somewhere in there, he said, I got shot. And she was just like, all right, whatever.
I think he said I had shots tonight.
I think that she said I had shots at them, right? Now, he said there was weird sounds, right? Blah, blah, blah. We don't know what happened. They hang up, right? Then she gets another call. Now, this is a clip of the voicemail that she got, right? That she left. She just let it go because they had a drunken argument, and then he called again, and she just let it go to voicemail.
Yes, mumbling argument.
Now, this is the audio.
We've all been there. So that's your animals there. You got your cows. Maybe there's I think I heard a chicken.
We don't know what happened. And according to the reports
and the evidence, farm.
There's no farm.
It's Minnesota.
I don't know.
They're full of farms.
Who knows? They're full of something.
He may have been trying to do something horrible to that cow.
Who knows? So Henry McCabe, they're saying that he died of alcoholism. They believe that he didn't even drown. And he went into the lake. He somehow got up into the lake, was like
going swimming,
blah, 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 and then died of that's what, according to them. That's according to the police. And now what people are saying here.
How many animals did he have sex with before he died?
There's no evidence of. There is no evidence.
Can
of
we
bestiality.
play that one more time? I am pretty sure I'm hearing the moans of passion.
But he had no marks, cuts. There was no bullets.
Let's play this. Oh yeah, there's a horse. Oh yeah, there's a cow, a horse involved, maybe a lamb.
It's not a child's toy.
I'm hearing a lamb.
No, you're hearing noises. Yeah, play the slower play.
Yeah, let's
listen.
Let's slow this down a little bit then.
It's slower.
That's your horse. That's a long neigh. Here's the lamb.
I don't know if you've ever been to a zoo.
I'm getting a giraffe. Now I think there's a giraffe in there.
I think you're just afraid to be vulnerable. You're afraid to be afraid.
No, these are the moans of animals.
Humans are animals.
Yes, he's doing something to these animals, and then I think he died. I think he died like fisting a cow.
They're saying,
that's the.
He was in a lake. They found him in a lake. He had no marks on his body. They don't know what to do. They said he was surrounded by the chain link fence, dense foliage with no creeks leading to the lake. They have no clue how he got in there. It's a little bit of Lisa Lammy, and it's just weird. It's one of those fun things. But yes, it could just be the power of alcohol.
Another story involving lambs, indeed. Wow. Well, you never know what's going to happen when you get a phone call from your husband at 2:30 in the morning who's partying in Minnesota. No, don't.
Pick up the phone.
No, why? Oh, you think the message was pick up the phone?
Yeah, man.
No, then we would have had the recording.
I'm a husband that will be in one of these scenarios at some point in my life.
You just fall asleep in fountains thinking that they're pools.
I'm just saying.
You don't go to a field and do God knows what he was doing to a series of chickens in a coop.
Pick up your
Something
husband.
happened.
Well, that's because it's revenge because she didn't love him enough.
No, she was fine.
It's on her.
She was in California being like, why are you so drunk, Henry? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're saying that he went there and found himself a bunch of Monica Lewinsky's?
I think that he found himself a series of different things that he... And then he pretended like they were people, or maybe maybe it was like the leprechaun where the man looks at the fan, thinks it's a beautiful woman. Maybe he was looking at a cow, being like,
I think that you're minimizing because you're afraid.
No, I just think that
I think that you're afraid.
We heard
there's a part of you that can't be afraid because you need to be the big, strong man, don't you? You need to be the pillar, don't you? Everybody's looking, never be afraid of Kissel unless he's the one doing the scaring. That's what he says. He said it every flight we took. Throughout all of Europe. I'll tell you what to be afraid of. Which is honestly very scary in Europe. It's different.
All right, it's time for Hero of the Week. Oakland, California. It's known for fun, but also a little violence. Employees that were dressed as Power Rangers at a restaurant in East Bay, they sprang into action and became real-life superheroes, saving a woman who was being attacked.
They're so lucky they didn't get shot in their Power Rangers outfits.
Very lucky because they're not real Power Rangers.
No.
Indeed, they are waiters. But this is awesome. They said, quote, it was 8 p.m. on Friday, and it could be described as morphin' time. That's according to Ploy Puropkin. He says when something surprising breaks out, you're not sure it's real, but they're just sitting there eating God knows what, and all of a sudden, all the servers / Power Rangers were moving towards the scene to help another victim.
That's really fun.
Yes, and the patrons started getting involved in a way that was supporting and making sure everyone was safe. So there you go, Power Rangers. I don't know who you are, but
no, because that is good. You need to hide your. Don't they have to hide their actual identities because it isn't like Zorg get them? Zordon.
So yes,
I remember though. I remember it was a Z.
Oh, I love Power Rangers. So Mr. Puropkin, he has all the evidence here. He's filming it, and isn't that exciting?
You know what's sad is that I wasn't ever into Power Rangers as a kid because I always viewed them as I was like, that's a cash grab, because I was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's the genuine article, which obviously also was just a cash grab.
No, TMNT was certainly not a cash grab. It was a very emotionally driven film. And of course, the toys were fantastic. I didn't see that. I didn't see Power Rangers as a cash grab. I thought that they were pretty cool. They were Mighty Morphin. I liked the creatures.
I literally sat. I remember because it was
they were
switching.
also a little bit too. I was just out of it.
Me too. I was like 8, 9, and I was just like, this is just to sell toys. Meanwhile, I'm surrounded by turtles.
I think I got it pretty well figured out.
All right. I got another creepy story for you.
Heroes of the Week. Thank you.
You did a good work. Save me next time. My story takes place in the late 1970s in the town of East Grinstead.
Oh, I love that town.
Which is coincidentally the UK home of Scientology.
Fantastic.
I was around 10 years old at the time. We moved house a lot when I was a child, every 3 years or so. But this is the house I always return to in my dreams. Anyway, on this particular occasion, I was lying in bed, trying to get some sleep, but feeling strangely uneasy. I'm not sure why I opened my eyes, but I immediately wished I hadn't. Looking to my left...
Well, just shut him.
I mean, it's too late.
Okay.
Looking to my left, just by the edge of my bed, was something looking back at me. I wanted to say there was a face looking at me, but it wasn't a proper face. Its configuration was strange, wrong. Now, I've been interested in the occult and the paranormal all my life. I've looked into ufology and demonology alike, but I've never been able to track down anything quite like the thing I saw that night, inches away from my face.
Oh, just inches.
Was a bald, blue, domed head.
Oh, lucky guy.
His skin was like wrinkly leather. Staring into mine were 4 watery piggy eyes. 2 above each other. I love this.
That guy Henry was trying to have sex with them.
There was no visible nose or ears. I stared at it in horror. It stared back at me, its eyes glistening in the twilight. Then, perhaps sensing my fear, it smiled at me.
Fantastic.
Now, it just smiled at me. It just smiled at me.
Hey.
What a horrible smile it was.
Oh.
That weird blue head just seemed to split in half from where one ear should have been all the way around to where the other ear wasn't, revealing far too many teeth, heart pounding in my chest.
Oh, my.
I scrunched my eyes and uptight, trying to deny myself to what I'd just seen. These horrible eyes, these awful teeth, and then I stared, open at them, and I dared open them again. There was nothing else in the room with me.
Oh, my God.
Now, despite my fear, I didn't cry out, nor run for my parents. In fact, I was strangely calm.
Oh, nice.
I must have imagined it, I told myself. And I proceeded to try and imagine something else. Feeling vulnerable, I imagined things that felt strong.
Jennifer Tilly.
Things that I felt could protect me somehow. A lion, a phoenix, a dragon. But try as I might, I couldn't imagine anything as real as that peculiar entity as I had seen. Now, with my eyes closed, I could conjure up crude, cartoony images in my mind's eye, but I was incapable of imagining anything three-dimensional, solid, or real-looking. I don't remember anything else about the encounter. And yes, I've never crossed a creature of that description elsewhere, and the nearest thing was a dwarf-like blue creature that accompanied a group of grays in a movie version of Communion, which is true. I do remember that little guy. And they just threw it. Honestly, I just think they had extra suits from another film.
I think it's cute.
And it is cute.
Yeah, you're going to spend money, I guess.
And when I first got on the internet in the 90s, I wrote to Whitley Strieber about it, hoping he might be able to shed some light on the subject, but all I got in response was a non-committal, people write to me about all these kinds of things they've seen type reply.
Whitley had a lot going on. I'm actually surprised he responded at all. That's really nice.
I mean, it's a form letter, but it is interesting because he said it haunted him the rest of his life.
Well, there you go.
This story really fucked with this person like for a very long time, and they could not handle it, and they kept trying to draw the face and tell people about this face for long enough, which I do think is interesting.
Well, maybe the problem there. Some things you should just keep to yourself, but it depends on what kind of social life you want to have.
I mean, I also feel it's nice to test a new friendship.
No, I agree with you.
Test a new friendship. They have to know who you are immediately.
Yes, I'm saying business meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it down.
Unless it's a pitch. And then again, because then you're a creative.
That's true. All right.
Guys, first of all, before I even get in my triple L's.
Sure, I know you had to do it.
You got to remember, we got fucking Release the Butthole Cut tour.
Yes.
They've got Austin at Elmos, 11/17, and Dallas. I forget the name of the venue in Dallas.
The Dallas venue for the Release the Butthole Cut. It is going to be the Southside Music Hall. And then December 6th, it's Washington, D.C.
Go check it
at
out.
Miracle Theater. And it's a miracle that Holden is still alive. Wednesday, December 7th, the Philadelphia Punchline.
Philadelphia.
Wrapping up for this year, they're going to be in Brooklyn, New York, December 8th at the Bell House, which is awesome. One of the best venues in New York. We love it. It's quaint. It's nice. It's intimate. But
I love the Bell House.
The Minneapolis, Minnesota Cedar Culture Center, because when you think Minneapolis, you think culture.
Every day.
That's December 14th. And Milwaukee, they're going to be in the back room at the Collectivo, where I actually filmed or had the film for Hail Yourself America. And it was really sweet. And it's a great venue. And then lastly, Thalia Hall in Chicago.
Thalia Hall. It's going to be
Thalia,
awesome.
right.
So check out lastpodcastnetwork.com for those tickets and live every day knowing that you're on Zillow looking for a house in Halloween Town. Right, and because the thing, you go and you visit there, man, but you want to visit there, dude, and you love when you visit there, but you're like, but am I really experiencing Halloween Town unless I live there?
I randomly just put South Carolina into Zillow. You can buy it for $55.
All you have to do is deal with guys named Tippett.
But the thing is, you can be away from everybody.
I know, but you're with Tippett.
I know.
Yes, because you're looking at Zillow, you're like, oh, castle full of bones. I'm gonna be like, oh, well, how many bedrooms? Look at this. Maybe like you're getting there, you're trying to figure out. We're like, oh, well, I have to go to Bog Lake now. It's like, is that where my grocery store is gonna be? You find your new up and coming because now they're calling it Bola.
Oh,
Bog Lake. It used to be, but now they're retrofitting. It's called Bola. They got a fucking Cold Stone, which is incredible. But then you go there and they just turn you into ice because it's Halloween Town. It's got to be all ironic and punish you and stuff like that. And then you're gonna laugh your way to the bank, knowing for the fact that you're getting into the bottom of the housing market in Halloween Town because right now they're experiencing a dearth. Right?
Really?
Because a lot of people are really scared of the violence.
Okay.
And it's like people really, I mean, also the schools are bad. But also, again, it's all about, like, fuck the kids. Right?
Yeah.
You're there because the kids get murdered when they go there.
Well, perhaps we should fund our schools a little bit more.
Yeah, outside of Halloween Town. Go to Easter Town where everybody's covered in the blood of Christ. I don't know what they do there. But it's been a very spooky episode, hasn't it?
It has been scary. Ouch. I've just been projectiled. A projectile was thrown at me
Was it
by
a
Henry.
poltergeist?
It's a poltergeist. It's an orb. It's the cap of your water bottle.
I saw an orb. I forgot about that. I got to talk about that too.
Wait, what?
I saw it in the cemetery. Took a picture of an orb in the cemetery.
Oh, yes, but it seems as if people were skeptical.
Because everybody fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's because they don't want it to be cool.
Well, I said
they don't want their lives to be fun. So they're like, I was there.
I
didn't have a flash on the fucking phone.
No,
I fucking took a picture, and fucking Marcus was standing next to me, and they said they looked at it too, and they were like, because again, they are closed-minded.
I agree. I said that I'm happy that you feel like you saw an orb.
I know that I did see what I saw. I know what I saw.
All right, everyone, hail yourselves.
Hail safe.
Congratulations, everyone.
I didn't see it with my eyes. I saw it after I took the picture.
Have a wonderful, truly from the bottom of our hearts, have a wonderful Halloween. Enjoy it. Watch some scary movies.
Yeah.
Get together with some friends. Eat some food. Dress up, and have just a good time.
Let's go scare your fucking neighbors tonight.
Please, this is the time you can do it.
Yay! I want to fucking go. I'm feeling so scary.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.